Now let me explain you something. And I have a mental overspickle cell of vortex rotation, and that can be aviation, low frequency, high frequency, phone, because BlackBerry was NSA. Every phone is like a computer and has several ports. Every phone has access to a national security company. In 2018, Huawei was actually pretty much the best, and my wife knew that. And I gave her 150, and she bought a Huawei. And Trump immediately started fucking mucking at Huawei for so-called being investigated, as they so-called were, espionage. Nope, the fact that Tina didn't have access to the Huawei shit and needed to be investigated, and Trump was calling it in the media. And Tina was head of security of the United States. So my wife, her phone started being burned. And Huawei was nicely hacked and infected over ITP Belgium, of course, because they all work abroad across with other people, so they cannot be blamed. And they tried to, of course, blame Russia for that. So what helped hack his election was Belgium was also playing ball in everything that was going on in these 4 fucking years in the United States, and they wanted to make America better again, right? Then explain me why so many females of the United States have been attacked in 2020 and 2021 during his term between January 6th and fucking March 2021 and Biden's term. And then you have a Biden that want to step up and he don't even give a fuck, because for his own benefit he can send a car to pick up a flash drive and start shooting at motherfuckers where I am between 4 to 5. But did they stop to pick me up? No, I was not working for Secret Service anymore, I think. No. But I still was protecting his ass. And that stopped. Because last night I blasted straight across the street over the White House. A fucking fool set out, and they ran so fast in wormholes of their origin and now also other origin, as because of what they had. And let's steal, they attacked so much more. And that means Israel, Canada, and other who were investigating Trump and Tina already, and that all had to be undone. So they killed my whole family. But it already goes further, a bit further than that, because the charges I pressed against the medical institution is, I had a specialist, she was a really sweet lady, and she was forced. And they injected that cheating under her nose in 2003. So my eardrum kept exploding because it didn't want to heal. And do you think they took it out? Because I was number 1. They wanted to call my Galaxian Gem 2 bank because they wanted to make money on it. Meanwhile, that promoter of the concert hall and strangulated 6,000 females. Some didn't even make it in the Evan building. There's warehouses around where they had their party fun as well, and they were found half consumed and strangulated just across the bridge. Just across the bridge of that fucking venue. Then bone structures and DNA started ending up in Lotto Arena and Etias Hall and so they were going really hard. So I don't think Belgium has much left of that. So all these mentals that were hired and criminals that were released with the so-called digital skin, of course, because now they have a lot of computers. And you, who nicely reads or may look at this message, there might be a dick with headphones nicely looking through your eyes and see, what are you gonna do? Mind reader? Who are you gonna contact? And then you're gonna say, Houston, we have a problem. Can you feel it? And they're gonna target you and bash you on internet and social. Try to bribe around you. Send your nude to everybody you know. That already done, I can assure you. 2021, everybody had a template. Everybody saw your titties already. I didn't, unless you were on X videos or Chatterbait. But I don't have video. So I might be the only guy who never saw you in an indecent possible fucking structure unless I found evidence and sent a full server out. Do you think I see all videos? When I see one, I see everything, because it's always the same. So I can identify some. The rest has to be done by your national security. But I don't think they work so hard. So I'm sorry for that. You're as well a victim as I am. So charges against everything. They leave you to rot, they leave you to die. They don't give you cash. They abuse the widower position or the divorce position, because I know several other guys who are divorced and they don't get in the UK either. I thought I'd become Australian and might go faster, but I don't go to the embassy. And why not? Because the similar system is always going on in the US, in the UK, or Australia. They always attack. And then you get blocked. So you can try every legal way. These guys pay so much and bribe so much around you and fortify you that it's impossible. But they don't send the chopper either, right? But for their own benefit, ooh, they would go really hard. Then you see what cash does, ladies and gentlemen. And I got cash. And I can't even access it. And I live like a stray dog on the street in a fucking tent with radiation poisoning. And they want to force me to a spot where they nicely can fraud again. And I don't want that. I would like to pay my own medical bill and go to a spot where I know that they're going to help me, because hell here, OLVG is not going to do it. Not even a little small medical facility here right now after 2013. It's 10 years later. What do you think is more infected? And who more has a ziplock in his ass here in Holland? Oromitaki, Oromiyaki. So, and then you see these fraud police cars with MI6 and Secret Service shit come spot when I leave, because they want to, with a digital skin, ID fraud, because they want to hunt that cash. So yeah, I was a nice trap and I had a lot of cash. And they all fell for the dollar sign. But meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, they want your bank account to swap their cash on, because all of that together is also a big jackpot. And all these mentals are doing it. So they cut massively. So who are you gonna warn when you see that? Oh, I have to send a mail. I hear that. I have to send a mail. This is now how these mentals do that. And then they hope in that way to capture Secret Service agents and other, because you would, on my advice, send the mail there. And sad enough, you're not going to get a reaction, because they already have been attacked that way. So if you don't get answer, I hope on feedback from them. I don't get that too. So I hope they really send a smart rocket on that motherfucker can ass. And I hope there's more than one NORAD that they better use as a satire or something like that. Because you are the victim of their fucking mental showing proudly how they can cut kids' faces off, consume it, and you try to report it. And you are about in the same position as I am. So if you end up sooner or later in a medical hospital and they say you're crazy, then know that you have a backup, they say, or you might get a house promised in another country. You never make it. Axel out.